Hello, right, today Vardis, oh yes, the magnificent Vardis. They of course predate the new wave of British heavy metal days of the early 1980s, being formed prior to that. Though of course with it being 1980 they did get swept up in the whole Nawabum movement at the time, not least with that magnificent debut album of theirs, 100 Mile an Hour, which was released in 1980. And unusually for a debut album was a live album. Now, they first came to my attention back then when I went to see Hawkwind on the Levitation tour, and Vardis were the support, and they were quite magnificent. You know, you'd got that magnetic figure of Steve Zodiac stood up there, bare-chested and barefoot, blasting out that somewhat unique yet so memorable guitar style, mixing up the raw heaviness with the bluesy boogie style as well, and breakneck solos. Remarkable stuff, still is. Up here on their home turf, you know, they're from just over the hill from where I live. Vardis retain legendary status, well, as they do on a wider scale too, if you remember just how great they were back then. Now, with the release of 100 Mile an Hour 79 Revisited, not to be confused with the debut album, what we've got here, we can enjoy previously unreleased studio sessions, which were recorded between 1977 and 1980. And just like when they perform live, what we've got here is raw, heavy and uncompromising stuff indeed. Many of the songs that would appear on that debut live album are here in their studio form, and listening to the studio origins is a fascinating thing to do. All the power and energy is there, which always translated successfully into those blazing live performances as well. It's tongue twister. It is relentlessly fast and heavy. Zodiac's jingle-jangle guitar style is unmistakable, and his solo so frantic, but so good as well. Such a unique guitar player. Add in Alan Selway's throbbing bass and various drummers involved. It seems that they changed drummers on a spinal tap style scale. But Vardis made a heck of a lot of noise. A proper power trio. I know power trio is a bit of a cliche, but they make a lot of noise. These old studio demos have they've been cleaned up as best as possible from the original tapes, but bear in mind that that's almost 50 years old now. So do be aware here that you've not got full quality modern audio, but to me that adds to the authenticity of it. If you've been with Vardis since the early days, no doubt you'll be wanting to get yourself this 100 Mile an Hour 79 Revisited disc. It probably is one for old nostalgic fans such as myself, and probably you, that if you fall into that category, but I think it's marvellous all the same. The CD comes in a nice slipcase. There's a fold-out mini poster with on the reverse of that there's old press cuttings that have been reproduced and photographs and whatnot. In the CD booklet there are more old photographs and press cuttings, along with some very interesting notes from bassist Alan Selway, who gives all sorts of background on the sessions. There's also various coloured vinyl versions, I believe, although they don't include the 3 bonus recordings of Blue Rock, Dirty Money and The World's Insane from a 1978 session, which are on the CD version. Now, it looks like it might be a bit tricky to find. I got mine over here in the UK from Plastic Head. I'll leave a link to Plastic Head below. But there are no doubt other outlets available if you look around, and maybe you've got your own favourite that you find it on. Now, Vardis are still with us today. They pop up now and again doing the odd date. And whilst it's been a while since the last studio album, which was Red Eye, that was, 10 years ago now, I think? I wonder maybe if 100 Mile an Hour 79 Revisited might spark some interest in recording a new studio album. We can but hope. But in the meantime, so that this 100 Mile an Hour 79 Revisited is a fascinating listen for old fans such as myself. And if you're not familiar with Vardis, this probably wouldn't be a bad place to start. So there we are, fantastic stuff, more Vardis, Can't go wrong with that. Please do subscribe to the channel before you disappear if you wouldn't mind, because that's always a big help and appreciated. And until next time, as always, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and take care.